Hello and welcome to Total Health with Dr. Nick. And if you're new to my show, my purpose is to inspire, empower, and motivate you to live longer, healthier, more abundant lives. And guys, we got another recipe today. You've been asking for it, so I am going to be delivering. So we're in my kitchen again. So if you've seen it before, you know this is my kitchen. Anyway, so today I want to go over some things that I just absolutely love. How many of you guys love having breakfast food? And I don't know about you, but I could eat breakfast food all day long, every single day. And so many times I come home after seeing patients. I'm tired. I've been at the office till about 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. And I just want to come home and make something simple. And I just want breakfast food, okay? Now, what I'm going to make for you today is pancakes, all right? I love pancakes. How many of you guys love pancakes? But I'll tell you what, I have found time and time again when I'm looking for keto recipes for pancakes, and maybe you can agree with me on this, they just never look good. They never come out good. The texture's wrong. They're oily. You go to try to flip them and they actually start to just, melt all over the pan because there's so much oil in it. And guys, one of the things you'll know about how I like to cook is I like to keep things simple. As I always say, KISS, keto is super simple. So I like keeping it simple where I keep it simple and I keep it clean. So my recipes tend to be a little more clean than they are what I call dirty keto. So we're going to keep it clean today. So like I said, I think you're going to love this pancake recipe. It is one of my favorites. I've taken some different ones and doctored them up a little bit because I could do that. I'm a doctor, and no pun intended. Anyway, and I've doctored it up, and I think it's a great, great recipe. You guys try it out. Let me know what you think. And in fact, if you like the recipe, once again, make sure you like, you share, you comment, and you subscribe. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go over the ingredient list with you today. And what we've got here is heavy cream. We've got coconut butter, 2 eggs, coconut flour, baking powder, vanilla extract, stevia, and we're going to put those all in the pan and we're going to get cooking. And I'm telling you what, you're going to want to watch to the end because we're going to do a taste test. We're going to make sure these things actually come out really good. So anyway, watch to the end, all right? Let's go ahead and put these in the bowl and get started here. So what I'm going to add first is, of course, all the wet ingredients. So let's get the heavy cream in there. Then I'm going to be adding the coconut butter, and you may have to heat this up a little bit because coconut butter will start to solidify, and you want to make sure that it's still very liquidy as you're putting all this together so that way the pancakes flow well. Let's get the eggs in here. And I go ahead and add the stevia at this point, and the stevia is about 10 drops or so, or a dropper full. And you can use erythritol. Some of the other things, I like to use Whole Foods 365 stevia extract. I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of baking powder. And then we're going to put half a teaspoon of vanilla. Maybe a little bit more if some gets in. That's okay. I like vanilla. And we're going to start to mix this up. Now you can use a hand mixer, whatever you like. I go back and forth, depends what kind of mood I'm in. But we're getting this all mixed up with just a regular whisk today. Get that going. So once this is all blended, that's when I actually add in the coconut flour. I don't want to add it in too soon, because if I add in the coconut flour too soon, it does start to thicken up too quickly because coconut flour is very absorbent. It's a very, very dry flour. It's going to tend to absorb the liquids. And by the way, I used in this recipe heavy cream, but if you want to use coconut milk, you can go ahead and do that too. I've done it both ways. I find that the coconut milk is a little bit thinner, so the pancakes are a little bit flatter, and I want them a little fluffier, so that's why I'm using heavy cream. But it's not a lot. It's a half a cup. And by the way, I'm going to be putting all the ingredients down below in the description, so make sure you look for them there. So I'm going to go ahead and add the coconut flour and then whisk that in. Now you're going to find the coconut flour is going to start to thicken it up, like I said. You may then have to heat it for just a little while to get it to be back to liquid, because otherwise it's not going to pour into the pan so easily, and you want to make sure it pours very well. Make sure I get it all off the sides. Use the rubber spatula a little bit. Make sure I get all the sides. And I've made it with as much as 1/3 of a cup of coconut flour, but I find that it comes out a little bit better when I just use 1/4 cup. And once again, I'm going to have all the ingredients and measurements in the description below. All right, so this is looking really good. That's all blended. Okay, so with a spoon, I'm going to go ahead and see how it drips. So what I'm going to do, and I do this time to time, this one's a little bit thick, and what's happened is the temperature of the eggs and the temperature of the coconut butter have made it get a little too thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it in the microwave for about 15 seconds. I don't like to use microwaves at all. I never cook with them, and I certainly don't pop popcorn in them, and you don't want to do that on a keto diet. But sometimes I will just lightly heat some things. You want to be careful because microwaves can denature what you're cooking. So all I'm going to do is put it in there for just a moment, about 15 seconds. Okay, I'm back. So that's looking a lot better. Like I said, I just wasn't too happy with the thickness of it. I do want it to pour just like batter, so you can see this pours very easily, and it really only took maybe 12 to 15 seconds. That was it, so it did not have any time to really denature it. So I'm just going to pour this in there with a tablespoon. Just pour it right in. And just a little bit gently move it around so it makes a nice round shape. I'm on medium heat right now. And I find if the pancakes get too big, then they do get harder to flip. So it's much easier to manage them about this size. Okay, there we go. I'm going to turn the heat up just a little bit more. So these pancakes are looking really good. I'm going to let them just continue cooking. It's not like a pancake that you typically make with something like Bisquick or regular flour. I'm not looking for the bubbling around the edges. I'm just looking to check under the bottom and make sure the bottom's getting cooked. So let's take a look here. And that's looking good. They are pretty close together, so I'm trying to be careful not to hit them together. All right, these are looking great. So I'm going to get you a close-up of this too so you can see just how good these things are looking. So these pancakes are a beautiful golden brown. I'm just going to push them down gently a little bit just so they stay evenly cooked. But those are looking great. As you notice, it's golden all the way around. They didn't fall apart. They didn't break up. Like I said, a lot of times when you're cooking with a lot of the coconut oil, as good as it is for you, they end up tending to break. So these haven't broken. They're looking beautiful. So they're getting to the point where they're just about ready, but I want to talk quickly about what type of syrups you can use, because obviously if you're on a ketogenic diet, you really don't want to be using syrups that are going to raise your glycemic load. So one of the syrups I found just recently, it's by New Naturals, and this is a maple flavored syrup, and what they use is a maple extract. I've actually tried making maple syrup, and you can do it. I'm trying to perfect it. Once I have it down, I'm going to show it to you, but it basically is some water, some butter, extract, maple extract. You get it cooking, you get it simmering, and then you thick it up with a little bit of a thickener. But I found this one, and this one looks really good. But once again, I'm going to make sure I do my research on it and let you know if it's a good product. So I'm going to go ahead and take these off. These look like they're done. And look at how easy these come off. Turn my heat off here. Right? Those look perfect. Those look absolutely beautiful. And like I said, they're just like a real pancake. They have a little bit of a coconut taste, so don't think you're going to have it. It's going to taste like, using buttermilk pancakes and things like that. It will have a little coconut taste. But look at the consistency. I mean, they don't break. They're nice. Perfect color, perfect texture. So I'm going to put a little syrup on and test these out and see how good they turn. All right. Let's get a shot of that, see if you guys can see the syrup on there. Okay, it's oozing off. They're going to be a little hot. Guys, when I tell you these pancakes are absolutely amazing, trust me on this. You're going to love these pancakes. They really come out like real pancakes. So many times we look at a keto recipe and it's a poor excuse for the real thing, but these you're absolutely going to love. I highly recommend you guys trying them out. Let me know what you think. When you try it out, make sure you put it in the comments section. And guys, if you like the videos we're doing, I'm getting a ton of comments. I mean, just fabulous, fabulous comments. And thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. It is growing by leaps and bounds, and I really, really appreciate it. I have you to thank for it. And I will continue to keep bringing you great quality content. That's really what it's about, helping you live as long and as healthy as God created for you to be. And that's always my purpose and my theme in my office when I see my patients. So, guys, if you like the videos, please make sure you like, you share, comment, and subscribe. So thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know what other videos you want me to do, what recipes you like, and I'll continue to make them for you. So anyway, this is Dr. Nick. Have a blessed day. Take care.